I remember the exact time because I was dead asleep when I heard my Labrador, Max, let out a whimper from the hallway. It wasn't the kind of sound that meant a bad dream or stiff legs. This one had a sharp, urgent edge, the kind that jolts you straight up, heart pounding, instincts flaring. Max, my 4-year-old 85-pound goofball, was on his side, struggling to breathe. Within minutes, I had him wrapped in a blanket and loaded into the car. My wife rode in the back seat, holding his head, whispering to him like he was our child. The emergency vet was 18 minutes away. I remember because I watched every second on the GPS like it was a lifeline. Max had swallowed a piece of a toy. It had lodged in his upper digestive tract. Surgery was needed immediately. A risky and expensive procedure. The vet told us it would be around 8,000, including post-op monitoring and anesthesia. "Do you want to proceed?" she asked gently. My wife and I looked at each other. There was no question. Of course we did. We just didn't know how we were going to pay for it. We had savings, sure, but not liquid, not accessible at 4 a.m. on a Wednesday. The vet mentioned something called direct pay insurance, not reimbursement pay, no upfront costs, no long claims process, no forms. The insurance pays the vet directly, right then and there. I had no idea such a thing existed. I always assumed pet was like human insurance. Complicated, slow, full of exceptions. But this wasn't that. It was a new kind of service offered by a few premium companies, and it's built to make moments like these manageable. That night, Max went into surgery, and thanks to the emergency partnership that clinic had with a provider called Trupanion, we were able to approve the procedure without pulling out a credit card. No upfront payment, no paperwork. They paid the hospital directly. The only thing we covered was the deductible, which for us was $250 for the incident. Everything else, the insurance took care of it. Max came home 3 days later, tired, stitched up but alive. His tail still wagged when he saw us. His eyes still lit up when I opened the fridge. It was like we'd been handed our best friend back. And that's when I realized people need to know this exists, because too many of us love our dogs like family, but aren't ready, financially, when something goes wrong. So I spent the next 2 months researching, reading policies, interviewing vets, joining forums. I wanted to find the best dog insurance plans that offer direct vet payments, with no out-of-pocket cost beyond the deductible. Here's what I found. Only a few companies in the U.S. offer true direct pay coverage. Most still work on the reimbursement model, which means you pay the vet first, then file a claim and wait, often weeks, to get reimbursed. But direct pay means the vet gets paid by the insurer. You don't have to front thousands of dollars in a crisis. That's the game changer. Trupanion was the most reliable and widely accepted. Their system is integrated with over 25,000 vets nationwide, and payments are processed directly at the clinic if the vet is enrolled in their system. No claim forms, no delays. The vet logs into a portal, enters the invoice, and Trupanion pays right then, typically within seconds. They also don't increase premiums based on claims. So using the insurance doesn't mean your rates will jump next year. Other companies like PAW and Pets Best offer variants of real-time coverage, though not quite as seamless or widely accepted. PAW, for instance, has an emergency fund model, a flat $20.40 a month plan that covers one emergency per year, up to $3,000, without needing to specify the condition in advance. But you need to get via their vet team before heading to the clinic. It's helpful, but it's not true. Continuous direct pay for every incident. Embrace and Healthy Paws, while reputable and well-reviewed, are still reimbursement-based. They offer excellent coverage, but you'll need to pay the vet first, then submit your receipts. For some people that works. But for others, especially in an emergency, it's a barrier. When you're standing in a sterile exam room, staring at a 5-figure estimate to save your dog's life, that moment of decision shouldn't hinge on your credit limit. That's why direct pay matters. Let me be clear, not every vet accepts direct pay insurance. You should always call ahead, ask if they're set up for it, or check with your provider. Some providers even have vet locator tools showing you exactly where the integration works. If you're considering this type of plan, here's what you should look for: immediate claims approval at checkout. No need to pay the full bill up front, coverage for diagnostics, surgery, hospitalization, and medications nationwide vet network support. No penalties for filing claims. Trepanion remains the gold standard in this space. Yes, it's more expensive than budget pet insurance, but you're paying for what you won't have to pay later or upfront. Max is healthy now. He's back to chasing squirrels and stealing socks. We check in with his vet every few months, keep up with the wellness visits, and stay on top of preventative care. But I don't worry anymore about the what-ifs, because we've already lived through one. And now we're covered. If you've got a dog, especially a breed prone to health issues, and you don't have 10,000 stashed for emergencies, I can't urge you strongly enough, get covered. And if you can, go direct pay. You won't regret it. Because when your dog is on that table, fighting for his life, you want your hands to be free, not tied up holding your wallet.